folks, and welcome to your Daily Detroit for Wednesday, November 23rd, 2022, on the doorstep of Thanksgiving. I'm Jer Stays.
And I'm Shianne Serini.
And we're going to get into what to know and where to go around Metro Detroit. It is a busy show today, full of openings, new things, including one from Rihanna. We're going to touch on some places to check out for Small Business Saturday and head out the door with something near and dear to our hearts. But first, in the inbox, Shy, the Final Four is coming to Detroit.
Wow. I mean, I know that we have the regional coming in 2024 at the LCA, Jer, but there's more?
Yeah. So remember back in 2009 when I worked?
Yeah.
That was the thing. Anyway, it will be back. This will be at Ford Field. It'll be in April of 2027. It is going to bring so much attention on Detroit and downtown Detroit. This is a huge deal, and Detroit, in a lot of ways, is a basketball town. You don't see it as much because the Pistons aren't so great right now, but I mean, Detroit loves basketball, loves college basketball. A lot of people are going to be interested in this.
Well, Jer, I see your Ford Field, but I'm going to raise you a Fenty.
Okay.
Because Savage and Fenty is coming to downtown Detroit in 2023.
Now, isn't that Rihanna's brand? That's what I think we were teasing with.
Yes, that is the one and only Rihanna.
Tell me all about it.
They are coming and opening a shop at 1442 Woodward Avenue, which is near Gucci, Lululemon, Warby Parker, and obviously like the whole Shinola Hotel. It's right on that block. So
yeah, kind of the high street, luxury street of Detroit now.
Yes.
Back. Because that's what it used to be, wasn't it? Wasn't it the Necklace District back in the day?
Yeah. I mean, it was like the fancy shopping district, and it's coming back. So yeah. For those who don't know what Savage and Fenty is, it's a full line of lingerie, underwear, loungewear, men's and women's.
Does this lean kind of lean like more athleisure?
There is some athleisure in there, but there's like everyday wearing bras and underwear, but there's also like some spicy lingerie too. But the thing that I think is really cool about this brand is the size range, right? Bra sizes range from 30 inches to 46, and it carries up to a cup size of A through H. I mean, I know you're a man, so you don't necessarily understand bra sizes, but when you're in the higher range of bra sizes, sometimes it's really hard to find cute bras, and they have really cute bras or sexy bras or whatever. And then their clothing line ranges from an extra small to a 4X. So it's size inclusive, and their branding is diverse. So that's what I really like about this brand and what I'm excited about.
These are good things. Most people, and I'm not even going to say like it's a Detroit thing, like most people are not a size 2.
No.
Just full out, whether it's t-shirts, whatever. I remember years ago working at another job with the brand, and they were like, well, we don't want to sell our shirts to anyone larger than large. I'm like, do you see me in your room? Mm-hmm. Do you see me in your room? There's no way I'm ever going to be a large.
No.
And so I'm really glad to see this. And so from your taste, you like it.
I do.
Because I'm thinking this is just not the thing for me, but maybe it is. Maybe I should be.
They sell men's clothing.
Okay, I'll check it out.
I haven't actually ordered anything online because I'm one of those people who actually like to go into the store and try things on. And when you're buying bras, you kind of want to go in and try things on because you might be one size in one thing and another size in another one. And I don't want to throw another company under the bus, but Victoria's Secret is not size inclusive. So this excites me, and I can't wait for them to open.
So is this a Detroit specific thing, or are there going to be other locations opening? Is this part of a greater expansion?
It is a greater expansion, Jer. They're going to be opening up in Chicago, Long Island, New York, Atlanta, St. Louis, and Newark, Delaware.
Wait. Okay, I know Newark, New Jersey. There is a Newark. This isn't like Newark and Delaware. It's Newark. That's a thing?
Yeah, I had to check it myself because I was like, there's a comma between Newark and Delaware. And then I was like, oh, there's actually a Newark, Delaware, because all I've ever heard about is Newark, New Jersey.
This is like when I enter into the weather app, the wrong Detroit.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's always a lot colder.
Or my favorite is Las Vegas, New Mexico.
Now, Shianne, I don't know if you can tell by my general demeanor in the studio today, but I'm highly caffeinated.
You know what, Jer? I could tell, but when aren't you highly caffeinated?
This is true. I basically have a high caffeine level throughout the day, and then I'm just done. I just crash. I go into a little box, maybe like one of those, like a giant Little Miss Detroit cigar box that's made human size like a vampire. I then hibernate overnight and wake up again feeling recharged about all things Motor City. But I got a couple of caffeinated openings to talk about. I know that Devin's going to want to talk about this a bit.
He definitely will, because I know there's been a lot of hand-wringing about what is actually going to go into that space.
So Eleanor Catolico, a reporter for the Metro Times, tweeted out that Red Hook Coffee is going to take over the old Great Lakes coffee space for a pop-up on Noel night. There's no word if that's going to be permanent, though. Then the second is a place called the Black Coffee Cafe. It is a rebranded former Kenilworth Cafe in the North End.
You and I checked that out when it first opened. And
great decor, all those things. Yeah. But I think it's something where I think they needed more people to make it go. And guess whose face I saw?
Who?
Godwin Ihintugi of Yum Village.
Our friend
of the pod.
Yes.
Friend of the pod. By the way, if you've not checked out Yum Village, I know we talked about Baobab Fair last week because it's a thing. But go check out Yum Village as well. That whole strip along Woodward, south of Grand Boulevard, has a lot going on. Anyway, John R. and Kenilworth Street. That's a great little corner there. And I'm glad to see this and I know that there's some other coffee shops that are Black owned getting into that space. So I'm glad to see that happen. And Godwin has a touch for finding things and doing things. I know there's more involved to it. And I'm going to get some more details in the future. Maybe even might grab Godwin for an interview. But I'm glad to see this opening in a neighborhood, and I'm glad to see it open the way it is.
Yeah, I'm super excited to go check it out. So, Jer, Thanksgiving is tomorrow. And you know what that means. Besides just food and filling our gullets and passing out after Thanksgiving.
I'm cooking this year. Everyone watch out.
You are cooking this year. I am making mac and cheese. That's my contribution this year. I digress. So Black Friday, obviously, big shopping day. But my favorite day is Small Business Saturday.
This makes sense because of all the members of the team, you are the one that is the most Amazon-averse.
I am. I really try hard not to go to Amazon.
I mean, it's difficult with kids and all the other things.
Don't get me wrong. We still are Prime members, but if I can find it local at a small business, I will pay the extra amount of money to support something small and local. I thought it would be fun to give some of our recommendations. And I know you sent out a Instagram post calling for our fans to give us some suggestions as well.
I did put a call out to Instagram because we try to do this every year at the show. We've been around a minute, which is kind of scary. I was looking at video of me doing the show in 2020, and I feel like I've aged.
We've been through a pandemic, Jer. So yes.
Anyway, we try to do this every year, kind of preview a little bit of Small Business Saturday, some of our favorites, but I want to also get some of your favorites before we get into our recommendations. And I apologize in the past if we recycle a couple, but we always are trying to look for new things to add to it. And so I threw it out there. Fan of the show, Jason, he recommends Get Teas in Eastern Market.
I have never been there, but I do enjoy tootsing around Eastern Market. So maybe this year I will stop in and check it out.
A listener, Freebird421, has a couple of recommendations. The Boston Tea Room and the Lunch Cafe in Berkeley.
I have been to both of those places. I love the Lunch Cafe.
Okay, let's talk about it because I have not been. So I've never been. Tell me why I should go.
Okay, so the Lunch Cafe, obviously they're open for lunch. The only downside is that it
would be really sad if they weren't.
Right. They're not really open for dinner, but they specialize in delicious soups. They usually have 2 soups a day, and they put out a list every Monday for the type of soups that they are serving this week. And then they also have really good sandwiches. And it's a tiny little spot right there on 12 Mile. It's across the street from Chasing Fireflies, Peninsulas, the Yellow Door, and Monger's Provision.
So there's a bunch of little things in there. 12 Mile, just so you know, we say those things everyone knows. So to be clear, you go north on Woodward, you turn left on 12 Mile. So it's west of Woodward. It's west of Coolidge, but east of Greenfield.
Yes.
So it's in that zone there. It's going to be a lot closer to Coolidge than Greenfield. If you go to Royal, you've gone too far.
Yes. So that whole little shopping area is great. There's free parking, which I love. And I generally will hit all of those stores if I'm going to downtown Berkeley for shopping.
Now, the Boston Tea Room.
So the Boston Tea Room used to be in downtown Ferndale on 9 Mile. However, they have recently moved in the past, I want to say 2 years, and they moved over to Woodward Heights and Hilton, kind of in that area where Drifter Coffee is and stuff like that. It is a much larger space. It is huge. And if you have friends and family who are a little bit on the metaphysical side, who might enjoy crystals or readings, that kind of stuff, Boston Tea Room is the place to go. They do readings. They have a cafe. When you go to places like this, sometimes they offer services as well. So you could buy something small from the Boston Tea Room and then also get a gift certificate for a reading. So somebody has an experience as well. I love the Boston Tea Room. I spent quite a lot of money in there.
Quite a lot of beta?
Quite a lot of beta. Quite a lot of money in there last year for my niece's birthday. And then I spent about an hour and a half just looking around and feeling the right vibe for my nieces, if that makes sense.
Now, this next one from a listener, Elizabeth Brown, shouts out the Whistle Stop Hobby Shop in St. Clair Shores. And I don't know why I didn't recommend this before, because my dad and I used to make model boats and model trains, and that is the place for more than 50 years for all kinds of stuff. They got other kinds of toys and stuff too there. It's been a minute since I've been, except for like shopping for the cousin-nephew.
Yeah.
But it's a great spot on the east side. Been around forever. Great service. I'm really glad somebody jogged my memory on that one, because frankly, we should have highlighted it in previous guides.
Jer, we have. Maybe not on the show.
Not on the show, but when we used to do written guides.
Yeah, when we used to do written guides, I always included
Do you remember writing? I remember writing.
I remember writing, and I feel like I don't remember how to do it anymore.
But you can read our writing at dailydetroit.substack.com, our email newsletter.
I love the Whistle Stop as well, because back when my oldest was little, he was obsessed with trains, and we would go there all the time. And actually, this past weekend, we went to a birthday party at Mini Picasso's, which is right down the street from Whistle Stop. And as we drove by, he goes, "The Whistle Stop. Did we ever go there?" And I was like, "Buddy, like, you don't remember how much time and money we spent there?" So I love the Whistle Stop. If you have little kids, or even if you have big kids who like trains or any other kind of things, they have puzzles. They have everything you could possibly want. I think they're doing a Santa event. I don't know the dates, but check out their Instagram because they are pretty active.
All right, let's get into bookstores and start with a listener pick. Annalise Rowan, I apologize if I am reading this account name wrong. Page's Bookstore on the West Side.
Yep, Page's is a good option if you're over there on the West Side, on Grand River in
Grandmont Rosedale.
Another one of my favorite bookstores is 27th Letter Books, which is
Shout out to them. They're members.
Yes, which is on Michigan Avenue.
Just Patreon members. It's not like we get sponsorship, but I appreciate them for their support.
Yeah, that is one of my favorite bookstores. And then also Sources in on Cass in Midtown.
Source Bookshop. Yeah, because we always add an S to everything. Myers, Sources, Fords. But yeah, Source has been around for a while. Amazing selection of nonfiction books.
Exactly.
That's what they're really good for. Another one I'll add is Coriander in Grosse Pointe Park.
Yes.
Beautiful store if you have not checked it out.
And it's a children's bookstore, so that's what makes that one special. Another one is in downtown Royal Oak. It is Sidetracks Bookshop. It is new.
Kind of new.
Yeah, it's kind of new. It's opened in the past couple months. I went in there not this weekend, but the weekend before to look for a book for a baby shower. So I had a great time going through their little stacks of books.
Well, there's so many more things to talk about with this guy. Like
I know.
And I want to get into a few different ones. So one that I have not shared before, because I don't think it existed as a brick and mortar, was the Dearborn Shop over on Garrison near downtown Dearborn.
Tell me more. I've never been there.
You know, everybody loves Detroit things. Mm-hmm. Well, this is a place that sells things for everybody who loves Dearborn things.
Oh, okay.
Like real Dearborn pride there, which is something that is kind of new. I mean, some of the larger suburbs are starting to get more of, Dearborn's always had an identity. Royal Oak's always had an identity, but it's different when you wear it on your sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
This place celebrates all things Dearborn. I know that Devin's been through there before. And just like all kinds of like cute gifts if you're into that side. I think they've got some stuff from other places too, and local books and stuff like that. So worth checking out on the West Side.
I'm going to head back to Royal Oak, I think. I know I already talked about Sidetracks, but Rail and Acre and Right Impressions also on Washington Boulevard.
You know, for somebody who talked like you did about writing, you are pretty obsessed with notepads. I see how many you brought into the studio today.
I do love notepads and I do love pens. I love stationery. And Write Impressions is great for that. They have cards, they have all kinds of stuff. I can spend hours in that store as well.
You mentioned Rail and Anchor. I've been there before, and I think it's got a different vibe than some of the other like cute collection stores.
They do. They are kind of eclectic, I want to say. They kind of have like a little new agey vibe, but they also have like stuff for men. You can find gifts for any type of person in that store. They have like a little kids section and everything. So I like going in there because you never know what you're going to find. They're really good at their curation of gift items. Heading down to Ferndale, once again, a really good walkable area. The Rocket is one of my go-to places for gift ideas.
You know what they also have? Candy from different countries.
They do.
Like you can get Canadian candy there, which is the son of a person from Montreal I appreciate.
Yeah. They usually have Crunchy Bears, which is my husband's favorite kind of candy. They're gummy bears with nonpareils all over them. That's usually one of my husband's birthday or Christmas gifts.
And the Rocket has lots of like novelty gifts. Like it's more of the, whereas like we were talking about Rail and Anchor being really cute, like
yes, very high on the pop culture gift items. If you have somebody who loves The Office or Marvel or
Game of Thrones,
or Parks and Recreation or anything like that, they have a good selection.
Now you got another spot in these notes, the Green Daffodil. I'm not familiar.
So the Green Daffodil is not on 9 Mile. It is on Livernois, right across the street from Ferndale Project. They make body care products and candles, but they also have a storefront that has all kinds of little gift ideas. They sell vintage stuff. They sell new things. You're looking for cute little like glasses for people. They sell all kinds of stuff. And they also have their own line. It's a cute little shop to stop in and check out.
So I want to take us east before we head downtown.
Okay.
One I would be remiss if I don't mention, because we saw them over, they do the gift wrapping over at the Cadillac Market, but they've been around for a while and they're doing an amazing job with classes, with shopping, all that is going to be Post in the city of Detroit, east side near Jefferson Chalmers area, few blocks away from Grosse Pointe Park in an old post office. Now, I've mentioned them before on the show, but I wanted to highlight because you can get in there and just get a bunch of great stuff, whether it's like jewelry items, home goods, creative crafts, like all kinds of cards. Like this is a place where you think to yourself when you drive up, like, how the hell does this place make it? But it does because they do a great job and they do what I think is like the number one rule with Metro Detroit retail, be a destination. And they're a great destination. I wanted to shout them out. They are on Kercheval.
Off of Marlboro.
That's right, Marlboro, yep. So be north of Chalmers. So get off at Chalmers, off of 94, and then up there, yeah.
Yep, I love Post as well. They do a great job of curation. And also the thing that I like about Post is that all of the things that are sold in Post are made by other makers. And so they are, in sense, helping other small businesses sell their items. So that is what I love as well. And you never know what you're going to find in there.
So I want to circle to downtown Detroit finally and Midtown. There are a bunch of things to talk about, right? We talked a little bit about the more high-end stuff. I'd also throw in some brands that have gotten bigger, but are still like have local ties. So the Lip Bar is one that has done great nationally, but has a flagship store in, I believe, Parker's Alley.
It is in Parker's Alley, yes.
So that's something cool to check out. And there's some additional like little shopping things around there to do. And of course, we mentioned the holiday market. We previewed all of that. But I think there's even more to talk about when it comes to Midtown. So we mentioned about Source.
Yes.
Also near there, you got kind of have like an L of shopping.
You do.
An L to get a W in shopping. You've got a Mongra's Provisions location. You've got a new Detroit Denim.
Yes.
That is just open, like literally just open.
Yep.
You've got City Bird and Nest, which are invaluable if you want to grab a quick gift or something interesting. I'm a puzzle freak. I love puzzles. Yes. So get those. They've also got some interesting candles. They're far more interesting than what you'd normally find. Air plants, of all things. Like just a great potpourri of stuff. You've got Shinola right there, if that's your vibe.
You've got Third Man Records.
You've got Bon Bon Bon.
Mm-hmm. My favorite.
What's your favorite Bon Bon Bon? Not sponsored. None of this is sponsored.
Technically, you can't buy it in the store.
Oh.
It is the hot mess. They used to sell it. You used to be able to, if it's basically just a bon shell, and then they would fill it with melted chocolate, and then you would just have hot, warm chocolate in the shell. It's my favorite.
You can probably guess what mine is. Although, I must be honest that the sticky bun is very good.
The sticky bun is pretty good, yeah.
I am a bourbon bun person.
I figured.
The whiskey caramel, dark chocolate ganache, orange, like there's kind of like an ice cube feel in there somehow, and then like a dark chocolate shell. Like,
isn't it a
it's
sugar?
So good.
Isn't it like a sugar cube?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I like the macaroon one as well. Honestly, I've never had a bad bon. I love them all. Everyone, I live for bon. It's also one of my go-to gifts for teachers.
Ooh, that's a nice one.
Yeah.
That's a nice one.
I usually will do like a box of like 3 or 4 because it's a little splurge.
You know, up Woodward, you can also check out some things. Obviously, Frieded, up Woodward, Peacock Room in the News Center. I don't want to short shift it because it's so cool and so good. But also I know that like they get mentioned, but I'm going to mention them again because worth it. Also talk about Urbanum and that area there. So you could do another like shopping thing. There's some stuff in the Fisher building. I believe there's like a men's store in there now, some other stuff. And then also on Woodward, just south of Grand Boulevard, you've got Urbanum, you've got Cooking with Q, the Kitchen with Q.
Yep.
Not only does cooking classes and things, which could be a great gift.
But she sells items too.
Yep.
Super cute little things. You've got Fern, which is great for clothing. Super cute, trendy stuff in there. And then you could like go down to Supino as well.
Right. You could fill it with Supino or the Joe Louis place or Yum Village is right across. Baobab Fair. Like, this is a great turning into a great corner, isn't it?
It is.
Then you got Kiesling and then, geez. That Borough is moved over there. The vintage store moved from Eastern Market to Grand Boulevard, which also has Vault of Midnight.
Yes.
Like, there's a ton of stuff, guys. Like seriously, there's so many great places to shop small business. And I apologize if we didn't get to your favorite, dailydetroit@gmail.com, to yell at us for that. Before we let people go, I want to highlight something that's near and dear, I think, to both of our hearts, Shianne.
Yeah, what is it, Jer?
It is National Adopt a Senior Pet Month.
I know. Do you know how I found out about it?
How?
My favorite TikTok account is Noodle the Pug.
Oh, Noodle.
I love Noodle. He is so fun.
I was so glad to hear that Noodle and Doug the Pug are friends.
I know. It's so awesome. His owner made a video a couple days ago talking about how November is Adopt a Senior Pet Month. And I commented and said, I adopted he's no longer with us, but his name was Toby, and he was a senior beagle. My friend from my book club unfortunately passed away a couple years ago, and she had many pets. She loved animals, and all of them got adopted except for Toby because he was a 13-year-old, overweight, cat food addicted, arthritic beagle.
Bless Toby. Bless Toby's heart.
And I don't like beagles. I just have to say this. I don't like beagles.
But this beagle kind of like wooed into your heart.
Did he woo you? He did. His little picture, they had a euchre tournament fundraiser for her kids, and they had pictures of her animals that were still needing homes. And I said, babe, I need to adopt this dog. I need to take him home. And we did. We introduced him to our other dog, Rowdy, who is also a rescue, and they got along, and we took him home, and he had a good couple years at our house, and I love him.
There's something so rewarding about senior animals. As listeners of the show will know, there are 2 studio dogs. 1, Gabby. 2, Raina. Now, Raina has been around for at least 17 years at this point. It's all an estimate with her. She's kind of like Yoda, and we've had a couple of scares.
Yeah.
And so far, honestly, she's been on the upswing lately, knocking on the studio table. And she's the sweetest girl. She also kind of looks like Dobby at this point.
She does. I love Raina. She's so sweet. And she just tolerates us. She
does. We all live in her world. She'll just walk by with her jacket on and be like, I'm beautiful. Whereas Gabby's like, I want all the attention. Raina's just like, I'm here. Yeah. I'm in charge. This is what's going on. But senior dogs are so rewarding. Like, there is something just special about all the time you get with them. And here's the thing, whether it's a senior dog or a little bit older dog, those are the hardest to get out of shelters.
Yep.
Even if it's a few years old, because people don't want to do puppies. But there's some great advantages that can happen with a senior dog. They might already be house trained, all that kind of stuff, or a older dog.
Yeah.
Because once dogs aren't and cats are not kittens or puppies, their adoption becomes a lot harder. And let me tell you, shelters are full right now.
Yeah, they are.
And specifically, I want to mention an event that was literally in my inbox before we started recording. That's why I'm highlighting it. That Detroit Animal Care is actually at capacity and waiving all their fees for Thanksgiving. They're going to be open daily from 10:30 in the morning till 3:30 p.m. November 24th and 25th, they're going to be open from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. So, like, if you're thinking about it, something to check out. This is a time right now. Like shelters, rescues, DDR, like you name it.
Yeah.
Everybody's stressed right now. And if there is a place in your heart for a dog that maybe, has a couple miles, but still lots of life left. Or cats. With the pandemic, so many people did adoptions. And now we're on the other side of that. And unfortunately, there's a lot of pups that need homes and cats that need homes right now.
Yeah.
All right, we are done for today. Thank you so much for listening. And thank you for supporting us with Daily Detroit. It really, really means a lot. So much of what we do, we just do because we want to highlight what's happening in our hometown. And key to that are our members at patreon.com/dailydetroit and buymeacoffee.com/dailydetroit if you want to do a one-time thing. We'd be ever so thankful coming into the holidays. It takes hours and multiple people to make all this happen. And we're really supported in a lot of ways by you. And we are thankful for your support and thankful for getting the opportunity to do this. This is really a special honor, Shianne.
Yeah, I am internally grateful for the opportunities that the show continues to bring us. We get to do really cool things and talk to really cool people and bring you all of the news and entertainment and stories that highlight our region. And so I'm just thankful for all of our listeners, our members, our email readers, and for everybody who shoots us fun things on our Instagram page and interacts with us. I'm internally grateful for you guys.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is Detroit is the place to be, without a doubt. We will be doing a show on Friday after Thanksgiving. We were going to take both days off. We can't keep Devin O'Reilly away from a microphone. We can't. We just can't. I'm like, all right, if you want to do it, we'll do it. But I'm not doing it on Thanksgiving. We'll do it for the day after. There's going to be a lot to talk about, as always. I'm Jer Stace.
And I'm Shianne Serini.
Remember that you are somebody, and we'll see you around Detroit.